welcome to A Bold and Distant Future. It's April 30th, which means tomorrow is May 1st.
Yahoo.
So get out there and don't do anything. Or stay home. I don't know what you're
doing tomorrow.
What?
Nothing.
There we go.
I'm working in the garden, and then I'm going to a special art happening for the visiting artist at Sebastopol Arts. That's it.
This seems like the perfect kind of form of resistance for Americans. You have to do absolutely nothing. You know?
We were talking about that yesterday. You know, the arts are disappearing. The Art Institute and California College of the Arts are both gone now in San Francisco. There's no other art schools happening there. And this is when we need them most.
Yeah, it's
I mean, there's probably music and dance happening. I don't imagine that has gone away, but maybe it has, who knows. But the fact that two art schools have closed in recent history just kind of blows my mind. In San Francisco, of all places.
Right. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, but that's...
Put value where it belongs.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
skip work on Friday.
May 1st with art and gardening. That's it.
Yeah, May 1st and help the Clown King's bubble burst. I think this might have been painted by a friend of mine who's a sign painter. He paints signs, but he put this up on this other text chain I'm on. Could be his work. He's a professional sign painter.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like the name Clown King now. You know, Clown King, that would be really cool if it morphed into that nationwide.
Well, our Clown King met another king. I didn't watch much of the King of England's speeches, but he addressed the Congress, I think. I watched part of that.
I watched him give a clip of him giving a bell from the SS Trump, an old ship that was decommissioned or something, and he gave... Maybe that's a sign from God. And he gave it to Trump as a remembrance.
He said some
and
pretty...
of course, it was all shiny, and, you know, even though it wasn't gold, it was all shiny, so I'm sure Trump really loved it.
Hey, I want to do a quick advertisement for our ongoing series. In addition to our weekly news program, is a series we're doing called The Bright Endarkenment. Yes. Find it on our YouTube channel. I think we have 3 episodes up so far, and soon will be a 4th, and who knows how far we'll go with this thing. But check it out, everyone, if you're a fan of longer format, more of a deeper dive into interesting topics surrounding the Dark Enlightenment. Join us. Look for The Bright Endarkenment. Hosted by our good friend, Scooter. I think Scooter's here. Are you here, Scooter? I think he joined in, but I don't...
I am here.
Oh, there he is.
So how is everybody?
Doing okay.
Dropping into the middle of this, I apologize for my tardiness.
No worries.
We just discussed May 1st and what we're not doing.
Well, I checked out the live casualty tracker on Al Jazeera, and all the numbers remain the same except for Lebanon.
Lebanon is... Wow.
Yeah, they were at 2,300 or 2,000, around 300. Now they're 2,500. So another 200 people died in Lebanon last week.
What about the number injured? That looks higher too, doesn't it?
I don't know. Don't remember that number exactly, but all the other numbers of casualties were the same, haven't changed at all, except for Lebanon. So
what's interesting is looking at Israel with 7,800 injured, but only 26 killed. How's that happening?
I don't know how these are tabulated.
I mean, we're talking about people inside of Israel, I assume. We're not talking about the attacking forces. Or maybe we are. Are those IDF figures, or are these actually out of the entire population? Or is it combined?
I think it's the entire population, is my view. I mean, there are confirmed casualties across the country subjected to attacks due to rapidly evolving situation. These figures might change as more information becomes available. Maybe it was just an update of some kind, because numbers, can be off at some point and then they get recorrected or whatever.
You're getting this from Al Jazeera?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an Israeli source.
That would be an interesting thing to compare.
I'm curious, do you guys have any friends that were in schools in the Middle Eastern countries?
Yeah, I got a Palestinian friend. and an Israeli friend. So I'm going to say yes.
Well, get that passport soon because you're going to get a picture of Trump in there. And I thought, would it be illegal to take a pen and to draw on your own passport? I'm not sure if that's against the rules or not. It could work.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's not illegal to write on money, on currency. But I'm not sure about passports. That might get
I'm not really excited about showing Trump's face when I travel internationally.
I think with a little black marker, you can let your opinions be known rapidly, but who knows? I just got my new passport.
I'm checking my date right now.
So when does this come into play?
I think in the next few months.
So
my
get your passport now.
My understanding, it's only in Washington, D.C.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but
And I guess my question is, how quickly do you think it'll be changed back after Trump's out of office?
I think immediately, and like so many other things we're going to see.
Because the next election is 2028, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm safe. I got 2 years grace, so they can change it back to something decent.
On the other hand, you might have a valuable, collector's item.
Yeah, like the Russian stuff you could buy in Turkey after Russia fell apart.
SS memorabilia.
You could buy watches with a hammer and sickle, all that kind of stuff that you have collecting dust,
Yeah, we bought a bunch of those when we were in Turkey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Russian market in Istanbul, it was full of that stuff.
So communism collapses into the market system.
You bet. It's a sad statement, isn't it?
Well, James Comey, former director of the FBI, has now been indicted for something he did, I think, over a year ago. He posted a picture on his social media and you'll see it in a second, it's of 8647. And now there
How many of you have worked in restaurants?
I haven't, but I know the term 86 someone out of a bar.
86 something means you're out of it.
Yeah, you're 86. You're out of there.
Take it off the menu. You don't have anymore. And Trump gets on social media and news, I guess, and starts talking about how it's a mob term where it means kill somebody. And I'm like, really? So you hang out in mobs and you know about this? The rest of us poor slobs only know about the restaurant term.
Right.
Well, he is from Queens.
Or he is a queen. One of the two.
And the thing is, I don't think Comey arranged those seashells himself. I think he was just walking along the beach and took the picture. If that, maybe, I believe that's my understanding of the story.
It looks like an address. It looks like somebody kind of did that on the side of the road or something.
I heard he was on a walk with his wife on a beach trail and saw those and took a picture, or maybe his daughter did. I don't know. I don't know the background. I know he didn't arrange them himself.
Is that sand or cement?
It's sand. I believe it's a beach picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Donald Trump Jr. put up shortly after Comey did about a year ago. And this is AI, of course, but so this.
I think maybe Comey should sue Trump Jr. for defamation of character.
Yeah, no kidding.
And remember the claim that the Biden administration weaponized the DOJ. Now look, we have this level of intrigue and maliciousness and pettiness that is at play.
The last word takes it away, man. Pettiness.
Yeah.
Absolute pettiness.
and complete waste of taxpayer dollars. That's
Indeed.
the other thing. The idea that you have this clown court experience, well, so much else needs to be attended to, and yet nobody's talking about that.
Maybe we should all be talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's all post something on our social media going, really? We are going to waste taxpayer dollars to sue James Comey over something he saw on the beach?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it feels like he's circling back. Trump administration are circling back to his greatest hits, you know?
Yeah.
Going back to the Comey claims and the Biden hate. They always have to go back and do those things.
I actually think the whole thing is about one of the two things that is the complete focus of his life, which is distract. And then, of course, how does it make him more money?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make him more money, but it does keep the distraction machine oiled and running smoothly, as this does.
Yeah, this correspondence dinner that happened last weekend, and there was sort of a shooting. I don't know.
Does anyone else think it's completely faked again?
I think a lot of intelligent people are thinking it was just a big fake thing. I don't know how they would do it, but...
Did you happen to take a look at the interview with the news guy who's been to the last 5 correspondence dinner that I put up on our feed?
No, I didn't see that. Sorry.
It's he lays out about 5 pretty concrete reasons why he thinks it was faked.
Yeah.
But he himself does not come to that conclusion, right?
No. He just lays out why he thinks it could be.
Yeah, there's all sorts of reasons. I don't think it was faked, personally.
I tend not to think so either.
But that said, it really revealed a lot about, the administration. Watching Eric Kirk walking away going, I just want to go home. It's like so subpar acting.
That's you hit it right there. Subpar acting. Did you see the picture of the guy walking through the metal detector with a shotgun and everybody around him, which is a bunch of cops and plainclothes guys and Secret Service guys, and nobody's looking at him?
Maybe they thought he was another cop.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. I think, if you work in systems, you understand that systems fail, and I'm sure that we've all seen that. We've all been part of systems that fail. And this one failed catastrophically, as sometimes they do. I think that's easier to believe.
Then the other one that really kind of threw me for a loop is they've got him on the floor with his hands behind his back, and he has no... I don't know if he's completely stripped, but the upper part of his body is naked. What's up with that?
Yeah,
they strip him in order to ensure that he's not carrying a bomb.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, one of the reasons I think Trump agreed to go is because there was no comedian at the event. Just they hired a mentalist because he doesn't want any criticism from a comedian to make him look bad. Here's the guy on the ground.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that he was... Does he host these things? Or is he just invited?
Who's that, the mentalist?
The president.
They're
Trump.
Invited.
I think they're invited. Yeah.
He didn't go to the last one.
Yeah,
That was what I thought. He hasn't been to any of these, has he?
No.
Yeah, this is the first one he chose. Which I agree. Looks a little dicey.
Well,
A little more drama?
Here's
shall
Dana
we say?
White's take on it. Dana White is the CEO of, UFC, and he said inside the whole event just started getting noisy, tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they weren't screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was effing awesome. I literally took every minute of it in. It was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
There's
Did you see
that picture of Stephen Miller, hiding behind his wife there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Groping her as he moves along.
Did you see the clip of the one guy sitting there eating his salad?
No, I didn't see
I was like, he's got it wired,
No, it's hilarious. He just is sitting there. He's looking around, kind of bemused, and he's taking bites of his salad. He's completely nonchalant.
So
That's the
they
best
never
way
got
to take in this kind of theater, don't you think?
they never got to the main course, huh? Wow.
And then the woman sitting next to Trump to his left
Yeah.
actually got down on her hands and knees and crawled out. When they got around to picking Trump up and carrying him to the exit, she followed on her hands and knees. It is the weirdest picture, man. You guys didn't see that?
I didn't see that one. I
didn't
saw
see
everyone
that
at
one
the
either.
front table sort of jump down to the ground or be pushed down by Secret Service.
No, the mentalist was doing some kind of trick in front of Trump, and
Yeah.
the woman to his left, I have no idea who she was. Pretty, and also really impressed with the mentalist. She was, like dropping her jaw and going a lot. Then this thing came down, and she followed Trump out of the off the stage, and literally crawled out. It was weird. It was weird. The whole thing was weird, just watching people's reaction to what could have been a truly disastrous event.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it could have
people
been.
running into each other.
It could have been very, very horrible. I don't think they ever would have gotten all the way to Trump, but a chaotic moment. Well, this happened. The Trump administration fires the entire National Science Board. I believe there are 22 people that were fired on this
They
organ.
also, more importantly to us, they fired the entire board of the Presidio.
Exactly.
And I made the prediction that he'll be trying to build a hotel there because it is such a premium piece of property.
Exactly. That's what other news commentators are indicating as well, that there's an ulterior motive to all of his behavior.
You heard it from me first.
Yeah.
Is that hospital building still there? The Presidio?
There's all kinds of original buildings there. That's exactly what it is. It's a historic, piece of the past.
Is it an operating hospital? Because I'm thinking right there. There's your hotel.
I doubt it. He'd tear it down and build it in gold.
That's fun. About 3 blocks away from the Russian embassy. Literally.
Yeah, it is
The
right
Russian
there,
embassy
isn't it?
is about 3 blocks away.
Très intéressant.
I haven't been following that story. I don't know much about it.
So, Trump and King Charles are best buddies?
Apparently.
So what do we all make of this? I took it as the visit of the chairman of the board to a CEO who's kind of needs a bit of guidance. And particularly that speech. Did you guys already talk about this? It feels like you were talking about this when I dropped in.
We just mentioned
No.
it a bit. I didn't watch the speech in its entirety. But are you talking about the one where he addresses Congress?
Yes.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched it. I saw a bar
Yeah.
parts of it.
There's a few not so subtle jabs at the American experience as it exists today.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of it.
Yeah, he said something about unchecked executive power
Uh-huh.
and got a round of applause. Maybe from the Democrats. I don't know.
Well, both parties were participating in the clap-alongs. But he also talked a little bit, let's see if I can remember this. He did, in fact, talk about climate change.
Oh,
And
what's that?
exactly. Sort of when nature goes into menopause. And I'll have to watch this again, but I'm reasonably sure that at one of those moments where everybody stood up and applauded, specifically around, how we have to protect nature, the speaker stood up and clapped along. The vice president did not. He remained seated. That's what I remember seeing. I should probably verify that before I start, throwing that out there. But I do remember seeing that. Yeah, it was, definitely a velvet glove. Whether or not there's an iron fist in it remains to be seen.
Well, to see the king in the United States of America is pretty rare. I mean, I think the Queen had visited a number of times, but I think this was his first visit to the White House?
First visit as king.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's May 1st, I'm repeating, but get out there and do nothing tomorrow. Don't spend, don't shop. A lot of people aren't using the internet. They're just staying offline all day. Don't order anything on Amazon.
Never ordering. Cancel your Amazon account.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, that's it for this
Can we
week.
build a maypole?
Can you do a what?
Can we build a maypole? I mean, if we're going to take the day off, might as well revert back to its original origins as a holiday and start celebrating it appropriately.
That's true, you should. Build a maypole, but only with found objects. Don't find it. Anyway, thank you for being here this week again. This another chaotic week of news. A bold and distant future. Thanks you for being here. Hey, our last show got 109 views or 106 or something like that views, which is like unheard of.
What the heck?
Congratulations.
Yeah, really, that's what's going on. So maybe we hit an algorithm somehow.
I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I will just say, some of the credit for this goes to Google.
Yeah.
A lot of the credit goes to Google.